This is a video that will introduce you to some options that you have for scale practice and a lot of other exercises that will really help to improve you as a musician. It'll improve your intonation, sense of rhythm. There are a lot of things that can benefit from this. This book, I'm going to go ahead and put it into the search here. It's called Habits of a Successful String Musician. Now, there's a bunch of different books like this. They have this for choir and band, they have it for teachers, but this is the student version. Let's go ahead and look it up. It's a good idea to write this name down, and you can maybe save it to your favorites if you can figure out how to do that on your end. But right here, we have the book. What you're going to notice is that there are a bunch of different exercises. You have tone articulation exercises, crossing strings, bow strokes, full bow exercises that it'll walk you through. If we go down here, we have lower positions, shifting exercises, a whole bunch of different things that will improve your shifting intonation. Definitely things to look into. We have higher positions, alternate clefs. That's very important, especially if you're a viola player, a cello player, or a bass player. Then we have scales, arpeggios. You can choose the different keys. You'll see that there are major keys. You'll also see that there are melodic minor keys. There are 1 octaves, there are 2 octaves, there are 3 octaves. You really just need to scroll down and see for yourself. But there's a lot of different things. As you can see, this just goes on and on and on. You've got melodic minor scales right here. You've got chromatic scales, all sorts of different things. I think the important thing to realize is that you want to pick a goal at a time. For example, pick a scale, whether it be 2 octave or 3 octave, and maybe build on that scale. Maybe you find an arpeggio exercise, but don't overwhelm yourself by doing a bunch of different exercises, as you may find that you want to. Try to focus on something that you can do well. And then once you've done it well, based on your own judgment, or you can play it for me if you'd like, then we can move on and do a different exercise. So that is Habits of a Successful String Musician. I want to also remind you, we go to the homepage again, that down here you also have options for solos, and it is a good idea to explore some of those. Most people, when you're playing violin, viola, cello, or bass, at some point have to do a solo. A lot of times that solo will be memorized. And for auditions, that becomes not so important for regionals, but for All-State, you have to have a solo that you do. I don't think you have to memorize it, but usually solos are memorized. I'm going down to violin for right now, and we're just going to look at what the solo options are. Now, there are 39 solos for violin here, and as you can see, I chose medium difficulty, so all of these are kind of around that mid-range of difficulty, and you have 2 pages of options here. Sonatas, obviously, are instrumental pieces that you can try. And a lot of these sonatas, let's choose this one here by Vivaldi, since that's a name that people may recognize. If we go to this and we open it, we'll choose viola this time, and we open this up. A lot of these solos have accompaniment that you can actually play along to, and it makes it really effective. I'm going to start it right from here to practice and work on your intonation. I'm going to go ahead and play it. You'll hear accompaniment and the part and the metronome. Now I'll remove your part, just the harpsichord. You can really hear the distinct sound of the harpsichord here. Now, Vivaldi was a Baroque composer, which is why we hear a harpsichord as the accompaniment. But this is just one example of something you can do to really get the most out of your experience with this program, because when we play a piece for class, yes, that is our one assigned piece. And yes, I will recommend that you do scales, and I will even assign some scales from time to time from the book that I just showed you. But beyond that, I really encourage you to explore and to pick a solo, something like this, maybe something harder, maybe something easier, but it's really going to help you out. It's really going to help your intonation and your overall sense of your instrument. So have fun, and I'll see you at the live session.